Hey there, fellow seekers, and welcome to another live update of I'm Just Gonna Say It. Today I want to talk a little bit about the news of yesterday. The Pentagon came out again with that news that those three UFO videos that came out about a year back, I think, that they are genuine and stuff. So the timing is absurd, of course, and well, we're gonna talk a little bit about that. So let's go with the very next live update. As you can see, we're still on lockdown. But hey, what we're gonna do about it? I do want to talk a little bit about that later, maybe. But let's first get to the news. What we're talking about. So this course has been released already back in September 2019, I think it was. And for some reason, they decided to bring it out back again. I'm going to show you a bit of Fox News from back in, I think, well, September, October or something it was. Yes.
The U.S. Navy just made a stunning admission. Naval officials yesterday confirmed that 3 separate UFO videos released by the New York Times in 2017 and previewed on the show are actually genuine. They do, in fact, show aerial phenomenon the Navy cannot explain, and that, in fact, our understanding of physics cannot explain. The Navy also recently sent a letter to Congressman Mark Walker saying that it takes UFO sightings very seriously and is working to investigate them. Nick Pope is a British journalist. He once investigated UFOs for the UK Ministry of Defence. He joins us tonight to explain the significance of this. So, Nick, this does seem like a change in the way the Pentagon describes this phenomenon, is it?
Yes, it is. Up until this point, the Navy has said very little. And in fact, they've left the door open sometimes and almost implied, look, we might be dealing with commercial drones or even balloons. But now what they've done is turned around and said, number one, this is real. And number two, this is unidentified aerial phenomena. That's the phrase that they've used. Previously, they've said advanced unknown aircraft. Now they're saying unidentified aerial phenomena. And that is, it's a term borrowed from the British government. We used it in the Ministry of Defence, and we meant UFOs.
So the U.S. government is admitting that they have no idea what these things are, that they're probably not some Russian superplane, and nobody's paying attention to this. I mean, this seems like a watershed moment. I mean, we have all this tape of objects defying the known laws of physics right next to U.S. military installations. The military admits it. Why is this not page one news everywhere?
Well, it should be, absolutely. These aircraft carriers that many of these UFOs have been interacting with, obviously these are billion-dollar assets. And if the official position of the most powerful Navy in the world is, frankly, little more than, we don't know what this is, I don't think that's good enough. And I think clearly people like Mark Walker don't think so either. And I would urge him to get the classified briefing that other senators have said they've received, and maybe within the bounds of not wanting to divulge classified information, but maybe some of these senators could then step forward and at least give us a clue of what we're dealing with here.
So it turns out it wasn't a weather balloon. I mean, they've been telling us that for 50 years. Oh, it's a weather balloon. It's not a weather balloon, is it?
No, absolutely not. Somebody in the Pentagon must have. They say we don't want to hypothesize about this. That's fine. But there must be, in the Pentagon, a best assessment. And there must be a view of what they're ruling out. We should be told.
There's obviously some reason they're not telling us. In 15 seconds, hypothesize as to what that reason might be.
Well, some secret too terrible to be told. But I think we should be told, or at least we should be hinted at.
Yeah, or maybe not. I don't know. They've been lying.
Not sure what happened there, but whatever. That was the most important part anyway. So the biggest question to me, at least, is why are they doing this again? Because this message you showed, it was from back in November or October maybe already. I'm not sure. And for some reason now that yesterday they decided to bring this news out again with a little more emphasis this time, it seems. Last time it involved just an email from a general to, I think it was New York Times or something. And this time the Pentagon really released the videos and even made them available for download. And one can only wonder why they decide to do this right now and in such a manner. It's like almost they're either testing our reaction or something. Last time it was a bit more low key, the way it was brought out. This time much more obvious. I mean, the Dutch papers and stuff also are full of it this time. In episode 28, I talked about why the reaction was so non-present actually last time. And maybe they are wondering the same thing and trying again or something. And that the last time they didn't get the reaction they were hoping for. But to do it now again in the midst of this lockdown thing and all, that's very strange. And one can only wonder why they're doing this and what they want to accomplish with it. Because it's not like people don't have enough shit on their heads already. And they've always held back this information because they claimed people would panic and stuff like that if they heard that. So it seems kind of strange to release that news now then. Or there is, of course, some hidden motive we don't know about. I'm pretty sure there is actually, because they don't do anything just for the heck of it, to say in a manner of speaking. So there is, of course, a hidden agenda here, and. Well, we can only guess, of course. That's a clear thing. Either they're being forced into this situation by the circumstances. I mean, I don't know, of course, what's going on that side of the question. Maybe I don't know. Maybe who knows what's orbiting Earth at the moment? I'm just saying. And on the other hand, of course, they could have an agenda, an active agenda here. I mean, you hear a lot of people on YouTube and stuff, and like Stephen Greer also, always warning us about this false flag thing. And they may have a point there. This could, of course, be a start in a campaign to make us fear extraterrestrial life or something like that. To eventually stage a fake invasion, which they could do easily with all those technologies from Project Blue Beam and stuff, which involves basically projecting holograms into the sky and stuff like that. You can find stuff about it in declassified documents. If I can find the links, I'll put them in the description as well later. So let's have a look at one of the videos that is involved here. Oh, wait.
Nickel 6-1 Tango, Roger, over.
Oh, got it! Woohoo!
Roger, there's troubleshooting.
What the f*** is that? Did you box moving target?
No, I took an auto track.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Wow, look at it fly!
Echo 61 Tango Project, over.
Oh, got it! Woohoo!
Roger, there's troubleshooting as soon as
Did you box moving target?
02.
No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Wow, look at it fly!
It's pretty cool footage, of course. But yeah, again, I mean, if keep your eyes open is one thing I want to say to y'all. Like if they ever start claiming things that the extraterrestrials, for instance, are a threat or whatever, then you have to be wary, be warned for that, because they might be planning some very, very stupid things. I mean, the whole idea is ridiculous in the first place. If they had any malicious intentions towards us, the ETs, I mean, then we wouldn't be here anymore. It's pretty simple. And the whole idea of waging war with them or whatever is ridiculous. I mean, it would be over in a millisecond probably if they wanted to. But so that only attests to their peaceful intentions, the fact that we're still here. So whatever America is planning, don't listen to that. Although the plans might have changed with Trump at the lead, of course. Not that he influences all that. I mean, he probably only knows half of what's going on in that respect. With all those black budget projects and stuff like that, they kind of got out of control, if we're supposed to believe people like Stephen Greer and stuff. And I tend to believe most of what he says. So it might actually all be coming true right now in the midst of this corona crisis. And it's fascinating and kind of a little bit creepy, but mostly fascinating and exciting actually to me. So let's see what's going to happen in these coming weeks and months. The strange thing is, I mean, science has been showing more and more that the mortality rate of COVID-19 is probably far lower than they predicted it to be. And even lower than influenza maybe. But that's not been confirmed fully scientifically yet. It's just one or two studies that point in that direction. But, well, that's enough reason to do more research, of course. And at the same time, it seems that in many countries the lockdown is actually being extended or even made more extreme. And that, of course, in itself is a very strange thing. And I'm starting to think we need to actually take action now. But let's see how things develop. But it seems that all the conspiracy theorists and whatever might have actually had a tiny point when it came to this whole crisis, because it seems there is definitely is an ulterior motive going on which we are not told about, and we can only guess to what it is. But I think if we wait to find out, we might already be too late. Of course, that's not the smartest thing to do. So we need to keep our eyes open, and be smart, and contact each other. You know, we need to kind of form a group instead of staying separate entities. That's not helping us, but the internet is helping us a lot there, of course. So keep up the good work is all I can say. Tomorrow is the premiere of episode 38. Don't miss that. It's at Central European time, so that's somewhere early morning in the US, I think. Don't miss it. See you then again, and have a good evening. Bye bye.